Was verfolgt man denn jetzt eigentlich? Also ihr seht ja selber, dass die Welt hier, naja, ein bisschen leerer ist. Also es ist nicht ganz wie Fallout, immer noch besser als Fallout 76.
Please don't touch anything. Your hands are probably crawling with germs. Physical hygiene recapitulates moral hygiene. Cleanliness is next to lawfulness. So everyone says, until someone forgets to cough into their elbow, and then we're all dying of plague. I'm Conrad. You will report to me if your hair fails to meet Spacer's Choice aesthetic
Das wäre ein
standards.
Arzt.
You will also report to me in the event of your death, whereupon I will clean and prepare your remains for interment. Burial, in the unfortunate event of a fatality. It's what a barber does. We make you presentable. Go ahead.
Ein paar Fragen.
Edgewater has been good to me. I consider myself privileged to work here. I am never wanting for work, not since the plague started. The plague's come at us with a vengeance this year. Lost 6 workers in as many months. I wouldn't call them good workers, mind you. If they were any good, they'd have been treated. Still, it is a shame.
Aber hätten sie was getaugt werden, aber
Fever, chills, fatigue, aching, vomiting, an excess of phlegm, a tendency towards belly aching. Company policy, friend. We don't have enough medicine to treat all of us, so we treat the best among us.
das ist ja gemein.
Nature is monstrous, friend, and this plague is natural selection at work.
Ich mag dich nicht. Gib mir dein Geld.
Gravesite fees. Silas and I had talked about this at length. I thought I'd made it clear my pecuniary situation precludes the necessary restitutions. As broke as pie crust, friend. Bidless, indigent, destitute. I simply cannot afford it. I am a blemish on the prosperity of our fair settlement. When I expire, I expect Silas to toss my body into a ditch. Edgewater is built on the discipline and sacrifice of its people. Say what you will about our town, but we all pull together. Tell Silas I can't afford to pay, and that I fully expect to have my medical rights revoked for this dereliction. With my apologies. Some time ago, I fell ill with the plague. By the grace of the law, and through my own hard work, I'd proven worthy of treatment. Frankly, I don't imagine I'll earn that right a second time. The barber work hasn't been profitable, you see. I've had to keep this old place running with my own savings. Not a bad idea. But I'd need some kind of collateral. My pair of lucky clippers. No, that won't do. Your idea intrigues me, but I'm afraid I don't have anything to give Silas. I'm open to suggestions. Much obliged.
Okay, krass. Konrad, Rationalist hat sich erschossen, das ist schlecht. Die Firma muss das sehen. Die Firma irgendwann Aktivposten muss seine Leichengebühr bezahlen. Und das wird uns ruinieren, also dachte ich, wir verkaufen seine Zähne, ergehen einen kompletten Satz Gold, Familien. Alter Schwede. Jo, hab alles kontrolliert, alles super.
What do you think you're doing?
Entschuldigung.
any trouble for me, okay?
Okay, dann ist hier noch einer drin. Genau, Abernathy.
Yes, Mr. Thompson. I'm... Whoa, did Mr. Thompson
Nein.
send you? Well, you tell Mr. Thompson I'll be right at my post.
Scheiße,
Tomorrow.
weil wir gelogen haben.
Bright and early tomorrow. Because I'm definitely not plagued. As spry as a spring chicken. That's old Abernathy.
Hey, du hast die Seuche, geh weg.
And what are you doing here? Visiting? Well, let me give you the grand tour. This here's my domicile, and there's the door. What? No. I mean, I might be.
Ich frage.
Depends on who's asking? Silas knows, doesn't he? That's why he sent you. That's why he wants me to pay up. He knows. Sounds like he's already told you. You may as well hear it from me. I'm dying. I'm not long for this world. The date of my expiration is fast approaching. And soon I shall be ushered through the great cannery in the skies.
Don't say that, Mr. Abernathy. You still got a couple decades in you.
I'd steer clear, Ms. Holcomb. My affliction's bound to be contagious. It's plague. Has to be. Silas knows. He knows I got one foot in my grave, and now he wants to charge me for the other one.
Tut mir leid, ja.
You are?
Es tut mir wirklich leid.
Wow. First time anyone's ever told me that. I'll pay your fees. I don't want any trouble from Silas. But if you could see a way to freelancing for me, I could really use the help.
Wie kann ich helfen? Ja, nach den...
There's a cache of anthracillin tucked away in the old community center. Powerful stuff. Stronger than what we got, anyway. I need you to break in, nab that medicine and bring it back to me.
Alter, jetzt nehmen... Oh Gott, wir nehmen schon wieder 20.000 Nebenmissionen an. Oh.
You oblige me with your haste. I think I feel the plague spreading. Oh, Lord, it's in my spleen now. I can feel it. Just keep your head down when you're in there. Marauders have taken over. Probably tracking mud all over the archives. I know that, but I got nobody else to turn to. Reed would have wrote me up. Constable would have locked me up and wrote me up. Could have gone to see the good vicar, but I never did find my courage.
Ach, der tut mir leid, dem klaue ich immer nix.
You're making a mistake working for Abernathy.
Wieso das?
Excuse me. I'm Esther Blaine, Spacer's Choice Actuary. I overheard your talk with
Warum nicht?
Abernathy.
Der ist
I
krank.
hope you're not thinking about getting him that medicine. Abernathy is a well-known hypochondriac.
Ah,
Anthracillin is wasted on
das
him.
erklärt
You're
natürlich
better off
einiges.
selling it to me instead. I probably shouldn't tell you. Don't want you implicated for what I'm trying to do. I'm doing right by the town, I'll tell you that much. You bring me that medicine and I'll see that it goes to the right people. That's all I
Ich
can ask of
weiß es nicht.
Somebody's been running around town raving about a colony ship. Plague must have gone into their brain matter. Oh, I'm an actuary. That means I keep tabs on a worker's living expenses. How much it costs to feed, clothe, shelter, bury, and replace your average human worker. Technically, I'm employed by the Spacer's Choice Department of Human Resources.
Okay. Okay, da geht's raus. Müssen wir nochmal mit dem reden?
What can I do for you? You know about Eugene? How? Then, you know Phyllis suggested selling off Eugene's gold teeth. I didn't approve of the idea then, and I don't approve of it now. Eugene's golden teeth were a family heirloom, representing 3 generations of
die Zähne, die
poor
wir da bei der
dental
Leiche.
hygiene. He took them to his grave. That's unthinkable. Eugene's body and all rare earth minerals contained therein are solely the property of Spacer's choice. I can't ask Silas to dig up a man's body and pry a few teeth loose from his jaw just to pay my bills. Can I?
Ja.
Are you asking rhetorically? Because if you're being serious... Ugh, gross.
Desperate measures, Miss Holcomb. Desperate measures. I'm going to have to ask Silas to dig up those teeth. It's the only way I'm paying my gravesite fees. I'm sure that I have no other choice. Here you are. Gravesite papers affixed with my
Alles klar.
signature and an IOU.
Super, danke. Läuft doch. Okay, da haben wir noch eins. Was ist da? Da geht's aber raus. Das ist ja außerhalb. Das sieht aber aus, als ob das hier noch drin ist. Warte, wir haben noch die Map. Ah, das ist noch drin. Oh, das macht Spaß. Ich hab Spaß. Auch wenn wir nur 4 reden. Das ist da oben. Ist nicht da oben. Was ist da? Wie komme ich denn da hin? Indem ich einfach die Treppe hier nehme. Moin, die Bims. Euer Mitarbeiter und so.
You the new
Moin.
worker?
Nein,
Whatever. Make it quick, Tenderfoot. I'm busy.
muss dein Grab bezahlen.
Foreman Granger. Mind those words don't come out of your mouth unless preceded by yes or right away or thank you. Shit. Silas still on about that. Here, take the fees. I'd appreciate it if you didn't tell Reed I was late on my payment.
Ja, das war's ja schon. Ach so. Ah, warte mal, ich habe hier einen kleinen Kabelsalat. So.
Because they're not my fees and not my gravesite. Guy I worked with shot himself. I paid the bill. If you're not familiar with board law, you ought to be. Law requires delinquent gravesite fees to be paid by the deceased party's closest living relative, which meant me. Shame though. Eugene was a good worker.
Das war der Rezeptionist.
Woke up one morning and put a round through his upper story. Can't imagine why. The kid was doing all right at his desk. We all thought he was an upstanding receptionist.
Glaubt, er entwickelt sich noch eine Mission
Just
draus.
between the two of us, I'm pretty shocked his weapon didn't misfire. Spacer's choice handguns aren't the most reliable. Not half as awful as the bill Eugene left us with. Suicide's a crime. The legal term is irreparable damage to company property. What Eugene did to himself was vandalism.
Wie gut ist das denn?
I'm plenty serious. In fact, I'm a little upset Eugene didn't think things through. In other words, Edgewater would have been penalized pretty hard. Whatever Eugene was worth as an asset, we would have had to pay out of pocket to Spacer's choice. Look around. Edgewater ain't exactly swimming in luxury. We can't afford to pay the body price of a suicide.
Ich finde Tee.
All I know is Silas asked me for Eugene's gravesite fees, which means he was approved for burial, which means his papers went through, which means the town's in the clear. I'm just glad to put this whole ugly affair behind me. Eugene can rest his bones in peace, and the rest of us can get on with our own lives.
Ich glaube nicht. So. Was ist das denn? Space Choice Kantine? Warum läufst du mir denn hinterher? Nichts getan, ne? Kann ich mit dir reden? Nee. Kopfautomat entdeckt. Gut, dann holen wir mal noch den letzten. Hey, das ist auch. Ich mag's gerade. Was war denn hin? Einmal rum. Kommt sie denn mit? Ja. Ich glaube, wie gesagt, wir können 2 Begleiter mitnehmen. Wir haben aber dann mehrere in unserem Schiff. Also zur Auswahl. Können dann immer die Situation angepasst. Wahrscheinlich werden es dann immer die gleichen Begleiter sein. Oh, wie doof. Ganz schön viele Friedhöfe hier. Ludwig Miller, da ist er. Moinsen, wir müssen mal reden. Wie viel sehe ich denn irgendwo? Ach guck mal, wir sind fast schon von...
Thank the law. I've been requisitioning backup for months. Guess the boss finally came to his senses. You ever swung a truncheon? Let me see your rifling stance. I want to make sure you're up to snuff.
Was? Wovon redest du?
The war. The coming apocalypse. Man versus machine.
Was für
I'm
Maschinen?
talking about mechanical soldier. Cold, heartless automatons made of iron and lies.
Ja.
That's right. That's what I've been saying. We gotta square our shoulders and stand ever vigilant. Auto-mechanicals. Creatures forged in the fires of malevolence. I seen them over by the old power plant. Clattering about, firing at the birds, orchestrating their uprising.
Warum erstellen wir uns eigentlich einen Charakter, wenn wir die nie sehen? Will das mal erklären?
Where will you be? Cowering beneath your cot? Or standing, shoulder to shoulder with the resistance?
Natürlich Schultern, Schultern.
I've been gathering up a war chest over the years. Saw tuna cans mostly, some Spacer's chaw, few bit cards. I'll reward you for your aid. Enlistment fees? Yeah, I suppose. Wouldn't want to give the resistance a bad name. They have sent a scout, prowling around the junkyard just behind our beloved town. This scout must not be permitted to return to its base of operations. Cross it off, then report back. Mechanicals got a weak spot in their midsections. I think the technical term is, the blue glowy square thing. I told Silas I'd pay my dues if he agreed to join the resistance. Guess this means he's finally heard the calling. Mechanical repellent. A stroke of inspiration from the law
Hat die
itself.
Roboterspray.
Here, I've been saving up a couple bits for just such a project.
Dann gehen wir mal zurück und geben... Das ist so gut gerade. Was für Geräusche? Oh Mann, ey. Wir werden viel Spaß haben mit dem Spiel. Und wir können wieder looten. Ja, das sieht alles sehr einfach aus und sehr einfach strukturiert. Ist eben kein AAA-Studio dahinter. Obwohl es eben über Microsoft ist, deswegen wundert es mich eben so ein bisschen.
Hey, Miss Parvati. Lovely to see you about, Miss Parvati.
Things going all right, Silas?
Been keeping him careful and true, miss. Best to ask her yourself.
My dad's buried here. Silas watches over him when I can't leave the house. Oh. Well, thanks.
Something I can do for you? Yeah? What about him? Well, yeah. It's what I'm contractually obligated to do. What's this about? Yeah. Funny thing, Eugene's body ain't where it's supposed to be. The night we were supposed to commend his body to the earth, I had his grave all dug up and ready, right? And so I thought, I'll just rest
Schlafen
my eyes
während der
a bit.
Arbeit.
When I woke up, his body was
Wer macht denn
gone,
sowas?
spirited away, vanished. The footprints nearby suggested that Eugene was stolen by marauders. Or he rose from the dead. Let me know if you find anything. You run into any trouble? Reliable work from a freelancer. That's gonna take some getting used to. And I'll buy you a drink sometime. Oh, suppose you've earned it. One good turn deserves another.
Nachdem den Ruf.
Abernathy was sick? With the plague? That's disgusting. I shook hands with the guy. I needed his fees because of his name. A for Abernathy. He was at the top of my list, you see? Yeah?
Ah, nice. Gut, meine Lieben. Ich mache mal an der Stelle eine Pause. Ich werde die 3 Folgen jetzt mal schnell bearbeiten und dann hochladen heute und noch ein bisschen was. Vielleicht kommen heute noch mehr Folgen, vielleicht kommen morgen auch mehr Folgen. Wie gesagt, ich habe da gerade sehr Spaß dran. Also, wenn es euch gefallen hat, schreibt es in die Kommentare, gebt mir einen Daumen nach oben und ich hoffe, wir sehen uns dann wieder. Bis dann, ciao.